Yes. Uh, for the first question, I want to introduce yourself. What's your name and what state do you live?
My name is Wura. I live in London and I'm a student, university student, second year going into third year.
Yes. What for the first question, what do you know about a national culture in British in the UK?
There are a lot of different cultures in the UK, depending on where you live. It will differ from slang to music, etc. But as London is an example, there is a lot of different races and different cultures. So you can get a lot of Indian, South Asian, African, Arabian sorts of food, music, and people that would live in your area.
Okay. And I have a new question, but wait. I just want
Hello?
to ask. Yes, hello. I just want to ask about are there any tradition that are carried on a special day, maybe like a festival or uh some activity to celebrate in the UK? Can you hear my voice?
Yes, I can hear your voice now.
Okay. I repeat my question, yeah? Okay. I'm sorry. Are there
No, it's all
any
right.
are there any tradition that are carried on special days, maybe like a festival or some activity to celebrate in the UK?
Not particularly, apart from like regular like Christmas, Easter and stuff like that, or when recently we had the Queen's coronation, the King's coronation, and like birthdays for like the King and Queen. Apart from that, okay, yeah, there is like bonfire night, Guy Fawkes night, which is
Oh.
about Guy Fawkes that burned down the Parliament at one time during the 19 no not the 19 like 1600s. So it's Guy Fawkes night. They'll put like an effigy of him, so like a fake Guy Fawkes, and then they'll burn it to represent him when he tried to put bombs in Parliament and try to blow it up. But apart from that, there isn't any particular extra special event apart from like Christmas and all the other ones I've mentioned.
Okay. And it is a individual culture. And what do you know about individual culture in the British in the UK?
um can you give me an example of individual culture? Do you mean like people by themselves?
Yes. Or maybe how about the tradition in your family? Like for example,
Oh,
what do
okay.
you? Yes. What do
I
you
understand
do
now.
you celebrate for Christmas maybe or Valentine?
Okay, I understand now. A lot in the UK, people that are Christian or not even if they're not believers or like atheists, but in general, but along those lines, they would still celebrate Christmas and Easter as more as traditional rather than even if they believe or if they don't believe, they would just do it because it's like fun and there's like a lot of deals during those periods of time. And I guess like a general culture within the UK, but not within migrant communities, is drinking. They do like to drink a lot, but it's not, you don't see that a lot in migrant communities. You only see that mostly within the British and obviously some other people that also drink as well. But there is a strong, heavy drinking culture. That's why the drinking age is very young here. You can drink guided, is particular depending, but you can drink guided at 16. But here, officially, when you're 18, you're free to drink, which is a lot younger than the USA, which is at 21 is when you're allowed to drink.
Okay. And I have heard that in the UK, a person who has entered the age of 17 and above will move from his parents' house. Is that done by everyone or it just maybe?
Ah, okay. That is like it differs from families to families, but
Oh,
they
yes.
do tend quite I can't lie, quite a few people, particularly those who are white, do tend to what's it called, leave family homes during the ages of 16 to 17 to find themselves. But that is not only them, but is largely seen happening to people that are white. So it's not like it's not very common, but you wouldn't be shocked if someone told you they left the house at 16 or 18.
Okay, okay. So this the next. Have you ever met an immigrant in the UK, in the around your house or
Yeah, I've like when you in London, there's a lot of migrants and immigrants that are like around, so you integrate with their cultures. So it's very common to meet someone from anywhere across the entire world. You can find someone from Kazakhstan, you can find someone from like anywhere. So I have met like Russians, I've met people from like Arabia, like Syria, I've met people from like Dubai and I've met people from Indonesia as well. I've met a lot of people from different like countries, races, Somalia. It's very, it's not, if you live in London, because there's a lot of integration, but if you live outside of London, you might find it a lot difficult to meet people that is minorities because a lot of the population is still white, so you will mostly see white people.
okay, okay. And this is about literature and art. Okay.
Mm.
So do you have any interest in on literature or art? Maybe do you have a favorite novel or painting, music or poetry author from your country?
In the UK, we get taught a lot of like English literature, so from like Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet, Macbeth, Lord of the Flies. So like we get taught it, even if you don't really have an interest, you're gonna know about it because you
Yes.
it's part of the curriculum. So yeah, I do have knowledge on it. And for what's it called, arts is mostly I don't know them by name, but we have a portrait gallery from all the old paintings of like royalty and just general painting. So you do often get to visit it as a child at least once if your school does it. So you do get to see it from there.
Okay, okay. Maybe and it is about history. Do you know the history of your
Mm.
country? Like this is a usually taught in the school or maybe uh yeah.
Yeah. For the like history of the UK, I know it because a lot of the time we do get taught aspects of it. It might not be in depth or it might not teach all the like, the secrets that people want to hide, countries want to hide. It might not teach all of that, but we do get taught about the Tudor times, like basically old dynasties, like the Romans, the Celtics, all of those. We do get taught it. So from primary school, you get taught more fun sort of history. So Romans, the way they built stuff and stuff like that. And then when you go older, you get taught like World War Two, World War One, those sorts of things.
Okay. Do you have the opinion of the most influential kings or queens?
Yeah, my opinion is that the most influential was like Queen Elizabeth II, but also like Princess Diana, although she's not a queen, she
Yes,
was
yes,
not a
yes.
queen, but she was the queen of people's hearts. Like
Yeah.
till this day, you still say people be like, long live what's it called, Princess Diana and everything, because even though she died, a lot of people still believe she died, she was killed. So people have strong beliefs on her. But apart from that, I would say maybe Queen Victoria during her time, but mostly it's Queen Elizabeth, because even now we have a new king. A lot of people don't like him too, but you know, we do what we
Yes.
can.
Okay. In my country, Indonesia, we use presidential system, and in the UK, they have a different system with my country. So, can you tell me about
Mhm.
parliament and monarchy and the difference between the two of them?
Mm. For like the monarchy, they're more of a figurehead. So they pretty much don't do a lot apart from build. They're more of a tourist attraction. People come, they'll say, "This is Buckingham Palace. This is Kensington Palace. We have seen the palace that the old kings and queens have lived in." They're more of a social sort of place that they hold, while Parliament are the ones that do the laws and all the other stuff that the people really need. So if you need a law passed or anything like that, it will go through Parliament and they'll pass it. There are some stuff that they would still give to the king and queen, to the king now, but to the queen before, but it would be more of formality rather than her actually do anything. Like she would sign it, but it would already still be done even if she didn't sign it. So the monarchy in the United Kingdom is more of a figurehead to represent unity, to represent this is what the country is, and to have a long lasting tradition essentially.
Okay. Can I ask more few questions?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, what do you know about Magna Carta? I read in the book in the university, and it is a called Magna Carta. What do you know about Magna Carta?
I can't lie, I do not remember much on it because we don't usually, what's it called, talk
Oh,
about the
okay.
Magna Carta. But it's all I remember is an old document that they created and it was passed or something like that. So I really can't, I'm sorry, I can't say much on it.
Okay. This is about education. What do you know about education in the Britain? Like type of school of the or curriculum, or maybe if you're in the age 19, or with the first person to enter the school.
Oh, you'd schools before was like now the curriculum is becoming, they're trying to become more expansive to include a lot more different things into the curriculum about different countries and the like truths of what Great Britain has done to other countries like colonization and all of that. They're trying to include that more. But before it was more of a what do you call it, praise England sort of curriculum. So they wouldn't really say anything bad about the United Kingdom. They wouldn't say anything like that. They would try and just uphold it and say this is great, this is a good country sort of thing. But now they're starting to implement more critical analysis within the education system. For we have private schools and we have like states run schools and we have grammar schools. For grammar schools, you have to take a test that is separate from a general test that you need to take to enter high school or secondary school that we call it. But there is, and you pay like £50 for it. It's not bad. You just have to do a test really if you want your child to go to a grammar school. And for private school, you have to pay a lot of money to enter that. And it's usually just rich people that go to private schools because of the price tag that comes with it. But generally, people try, like working class people, and they enter their children into state schools. I think that's what we call it. Yeah, state schools. That's what we would enter your children into. Whilst some other people that try and like they try to make their child excel a bit more, or your child is really smart, you try grammar school.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Are they still using newspaper in the UK, or have they completely switched to using online media for the news?
Oh yeah, they're still using what's it called, newspapers in the UK. It's become more hybrid because a lot of the
Nah, boleh, Jip. Sorry, I'm so sorry. My connection.
Right.
I'm
Should I
sorry.
repeat it?
Yes, my connection.
It's
Okay.
okay. Um,
Okay.
there's still a lot of newspapers being used, and you can, what's it called? You can find newspapers being used as well as online platforms. A lot of the older generation and even like middle-aged generation still like using and reading newspapers. So it's common to find newspapers around.
Okay. And the last, do you have any recommendation place to visit when we in the UK?
Sorry, say that again, sorry.
Do you have any recommendation place to visit when I'm in the UK or
Oh, okay. I would recommend visiting the London Eye, the Big Ben, the River
yes.
Thames. Those places, they're quite like nice. If you haven't seen it before, they are very nice because of the architecture. I'll say Trafalgar Square because that's where the portrait galleries are. Um, the Tate Modern in Britain, which is like the museums about, it's just those ones are just art, and the Royal Opera House, which is the opera house where people do opera. But yeah, those are like quite nice places of culture.
Okay. I think the interview and it is. Thank you, Huda. Once again, I really appreciate it. You want to help me to do a video interview today. I'm sorry if I really press you to this video.
Oh, that's
I
all right.
okay. I hope we can still keep in touch on Twitter and thank you. I really thank you, Huda.
It's no
I think
problem. Hope it goes well.
okay. Thank you. Bye.
No problem. Bye.